Just thinking about glamping on the Dead Sea felt so incredibly adventurous that I always giggled with nerves while we were planning the trip. Wait, you don't know what glamping is? It's glamour camping for those that want to have a luxurious experience amidst the great outdoors. And once we arrived at the lowest point on Earth, it was more breathtaking, more surreal, and more adventurous than I ever imagined. Join us on our eagerly anticipated August 2023 trip to participate in one of the quintessential highlights for any traveler exploring Israel. Let us introduce you to the splendors of Kalia Beach at the Dead Sea. That looks like it could be the pyramids.
Oh my gosh.
And look at the mountain.
Driving to Kalia Dead Sea Glamping felt like the most remote place we visited on our trip to Israel. Technically, the Galilee was further, but this felt more rural. Although it was just 40 minutes away from our morning spent at the zoo in Jerusalem, we caught sight of shepherds with sheep and goats along the rugged hillside, and horseback riders and camels in the desert. There were long stretches of road where there were no other vehicles in sight, and the terrain was like something out of a sci-fi film.
A dead end is the Dead Sea.
The road hit a dead end, and we were faced with an open view of the Dead Sea below. As we turned and drove along the sea to find Kalia, we followed the signs carefully. But after the strange drive, we were met with even a stranger and more wonderful view, the most unbelievable sunset over the northern Dead Sea.
Hey, so we just got here at Kalia Beach and we weren't entirely sure where to go, so we got out in the parking lot area for the main part of the beach for like visitor parking, and went over and asked, and they said, see the gate over there? So what you do when you pull up, you'll see these like two things that are very clearly for the glamping site. Basically, you pull right up to them and you call them and they will open up the gate. Everything's really quiet here. I mean, we're here at 7 p.m. so most people who are here as day visitors have left for the day. It'll be interesting to see how many people are on the glamping site.
Bumpy one.
Oh, woo, woo, woo. There's a couple cars. So that's the Dead Sea.
That's the Dead Sea.
It looks like a normal sea to me.
Actually, it looks kind of crowded.
Don't drive your rental car into the Dead Sea. We just got here and parked the car. It looks like we're on another planet. It's wild. Did you see the view?
Mm-hmm.
What's it look like?
Like a desert kind of.
A desert?
Yes. It's a big lake.
We walked to the center of the Kalia 420 complex with the big reception building. It's called that because the Dead Sea is located 420 meters below sea level. Wild. The reception area set the tone for a relaxing and adventurous getaway, communing with nature. A friendly staff member provided us with a tour of the facilities designated for the overnight guests. There were two sides to the resort, one for adults only and one for families traveling with children. In terms of size and amenities, they were quite similar. However, instead of conventional tents, we had these beautiful white onion-shaped domes called yurts. Each family is assigned their own yurt. In the center is an open-air communal kitchen fully equipped for guests to utilize, and a pool with a gorgeous seating area and fire pits just beckoning us to come rest and soak in the view. There were communal bathrooms and shower rooms with plenty of privacy and high-end beachy vibes. The showers had a rain shower head and a handheld, as well as some lovely Dead Sea shower products. You could purchase additional bottles at reception to take home with you. Each yurt was furnished with a proper bed for the adults and extra twin mattresses for the kids, as well as electricity, air conditioning, and a mini fridge. As night fell, the kids splashed in the pool while I took our groceries to make some dinner on the grill. We had stopped at a store called Merkaza to get supplies, And that was a wild experience that we'll tell you all about in our next video when we share all the amazing food we had in Israel, gluten and dairy free. We bought charcoal and lots of veggies to roast on the grill, as well as some fluffy gluten-free pita and hummus from Machne Yehuda Market in Jerusalem. Dinner was a special experience because with the communal kitchens here, I was able to meet some of the other guests. We were the only native English speakers, and as far as I could tell, most guests were Israeli families. They were happy to offer me the mixing bowl or cutting board when they saw that I needed supplies. I was worried about getting in the way of the other moms who were already busy at the countertops making dinner for their kids. But they were welcoming, and I really tried to create an Israeli-style dinner with lots of veggie-forward salads and dips, and it was sweet when the moms smiled and nodded approvingly. We took turns at the grill and then retreated to different tables with our families. Our family gathered around a cozy seating area shortly after dark, and the pesky mosquitoes came out in full force. We should have taken our bug spray more seriously that night, a decision we'd feel the itchy consequences of for days to follow. But the meal was delicious. Just eating. And in a true cooperative or kibbutz fashion, we all returned to clean up the kitchen and do dishes. Then we retreated to our tents where the salty air sent us fast asleep.
I was following two kitties, and one of them jumped off there, and the other one jumped off there.
Nick woke up early to catch some beautiful views of the Dead Sea at sunrise. I'm kind of bummed to have missed the sunrise, but we were sleeping so peacefully in our cozy beds and air conditioning. As a piece of marriage advice for you couples out there, here's a nugget. Don't video your partner while they're asleep. Just don't. Good morning.
Go!
Okay, let's go.
Okay.
Let's go to breakfast.
Okay.
Whew. You don't realize how hot it is out here and how effective that AC is until you step outside and it hits you. Good job on the AC, and it's nice. It's like a warm, dry heat like you want when you're on a vacation and feeling beachy. And breakfast is included. My favorite meal in Israel over and over again was breakfast. It was a feast of dips, spreads, salads, and condiments just bursting with flavor. The staff at Kalia was able to confirm which items were gluten and dairy free for us, and there were rarely any hidden dairy in things, like the eggs were prepared in oil, not butter. You just had to look out for feta crumbles, which were a favorite topping. And their gluten-free bread was so fluffy, with a little honey or jam or dipped in the hummus and shakshuka. Ugh, it's this rich tomato stew that is my favorite. This was the same bread we got all over Israel, and I was in breakfast heaven. There was also a skilled barista making all kinds of coffee to order for an additional charge. After fueling up, it was time to see what the fuss was about the Dead Sea. We walked down past the lowest bar in the world, right down to the waterfront, just as a busload of tourists arrived for the day. We passed this lifeguard tower, built only 20 years ago, which used to be on the water's edge, but now it's way back. We learned about conservation efforts being made to protect the receding waters of the Dead Sea, and we're going to continue to help preserve this wonder. Not only is this the lowest point on Earth, but its water is full of salt and mineral deposits, nearly 10 times the saltiness of the ocean. Water from the Sea of Galilee flows down the Jordan River and feeds the Dead Sea. But with no outlet, the water there evaporates in the arid desert climate, creating an immense concentration of salt. There are no soft, sandy beaches here. Wear sandals or water shoes to protect your feet from the jagged salt formations. What do you think, Ash? Do you feel it? while technically a lake with no tide, we experienced these waves that were just the result of the strong wind gusts that day. And yes, it's impossible to sink in the water. All the salt makes you buoyant. What do you think? No? What do you think? The kids have been crying that the waves are a little high and they're a little scared they're going to get salt in their eyes and salt in any cuts that they have. So we came back to the seats and the shade and are pouring bottled water on any mosquito bites that might have been stinging a little. And now Nick and Asher are fetching us mud. The minerals of the water are purported to have many health benefits, and the black mud is great for your skin. Most of the guests were having a little spa day, covering themselves and each other in the mud. And look, the lake is small enough that you can see Jordan on the opposite shore. I hear the resorts on that side are lovely. Their skin feels so soft. The water is almost like oily. I rinsed off everywhere but my face. But it's so salty, I'm scared I'm gonna get it in my eyes. Pro tip, save an empty water bottle or two and refill them at the tap for rinsing water. The squirt tops are even better. You just want to go to the pool?
Yeah.
We've transitioned from the beach back to the pool.
Should I go out or you?
It's cold. It's very
No,
cold.
cold. Should I go out or you go out?
The beach was almost like bath water and like soft, salty, thick bath water. And this is clear and very, very, like, to me, this is a plunge pool.
So, like, remember the 7-day challenge with Mr. Beast?
Guys, we are trapped in the middle of this pool.
And the last one that goes out gets all the losers' money. Okay?
Thank you to Kalia. Bye! Bye!
Say bye, beautiful glamping site.
Bye, beautiful glamping site.
On the other side is the couples only section. And this is the only time you'll see kids going through it, getting to the parking lot. As we planned this trip to Israel, many concerned friends asked if we felt safe taking our family there. And we did. But I do want to mention that the road to the Dead Sea, Highway 1, drives through the West Bank. So we stayed on the main thoroughfare knowing that any turn off of the main road would lead us right to a checkpoint. This honestly felt like the least familiar setting of our whole trip, and there was this sense of risk. We wanted to make certain that we weren't going to make a wrong turn and end up somewhere that we weren't supposed to be. But the signs for Kalia were big and unmistakable. If this feels too risky for you to attempt to do on your own, that's okay. There are plenty of day tours where you can join a bus driver and a tour guide, and they'll get you safely where you're supposed to be. As we left Kalia, we drove to Masada down Highway 90, and we passed one checkpoint going out of the West Bank, where we had our passports ready just in case we were asked. Masada was the ancient fortress of King Herod, which we will feature on our upcoming video about our favorite family-friendly tourist spots all across Israel. So subscribe to make sure you catch that one. We're so grateful you joined us today to experience the beauty of the Dead Sea. We wish you so much love and peace. We'll see you next time, travelers.